Good morning, Florida lacrosse fans. It's morning coffee with FLN, Lee Roggenberg, your host. It's Hump Day, Wednesday, May 4th. One more day for both Cinco de Mayo and the Florida High School Athletic Association Final Four. I guess Final Four. I wonder what that is in Spanish. Cuarto, finale, something like that. Let's get to the important thing first. God. I don't know how people can't like one simple cup of coffee in the morning. Okay, if you see that little box that says subscribe and it is not changed to subscribed, please do so immediately because who knows, maybe there's some spiritual difference in your life if you're not subscribed to this channel. Like the video, please. If you haven't, if you do like it, believe me, they do pay attention to these things on YouTube. Let's start off with, let's get the college stuff out of the way. Flagler, the men, they played their first postseason game. It was the quarterfinals of the Peach Belt Conference, and they came away with a 12-10 win over Young Harris. Forrest Drew Flag, 3 goals and 1 assist, and Jupiter's Tyler Douglas, 2 goals and 1 assist in the win for Flagler. Move on to the semifinals. Congrats to Coach Duncan for the first season and the accomplishments so far. John Galloway has been named the SoCon Coach of the Year. Congratulations, John. When we first had a chance to sit down, you had just taken over the spot. We were over at Siesta Key at Casey's Beach Tournament. You certainly impressed with the interview, and now here you are, Coach of the Year, regular season champs, looking to go on to make their mark at the NCAA's brackets. Good luck on the conference tournament. SoCon Player Awards also announced. Colin Hinton was named the Defensive Player of the Year from Jacksonville, and Jackson Intrieri was named the Freshman of the Year. It's 2 nice awards for the Dolphins there. First team all SoCon, Max Waldbaum, Hinton, Jack Dolan, Luke Milliken, Troy Hettinger, and Jordan Young. Second team, Jacob Greiner and Ethan Lamont. I noticed that the Inside Lacrosse Top 25 National High School poll came out yesterday and was pleasantly surprised to see down at number 22, Dallas Jesuit. The reason I'm bringing that up is because getting schools into this poll that have a couple of losses that are outside of the lacrosse hotbeds up north can be pretty challenging. Dallas Jesuit toured down here earlier in the season, playing St. Andrews, I believe Western, and I believe St. Thomas. So I'll go back and double check that. But that's it's just nice to see that a Texas team has broken that 25 that had played in Florida earlier in the year. So it kind of puts things into perspective of that. The Florida High School Athletic Association named their new Hall of Fame inductees 7 names: Rusty Batcher, Charles Beckham, Alex Bennett, Catherine Biddle, Don Latimer, Burgess Owens, and Joseph Underwood. The reason I'm bringing that up is that makes 254 inductees into their Hall of Fame. And as far as I can tell, not a single one of them has a single link to the lacrosse world. Gainesville, I hope that when it comes time, we can finally find, I know that there's a nomination process. Maybe we'll take a look into it and see if we want to nominate a couple of people from the lacrosse world. When you look at it, it looks like it's a gamut of athletes, coaches, officials, and administrators. I'm sure someone in the lacrosse world deserves a Hall of Fame induction in the state, in this organization. So please, Gainesville, let's get something going on that. Okay. Now that that's all out of the way, let's get down to the Final Four. We have I taped a 1-hour show for this on my predictions with Varsity Sports Network. Hopefully that's up at some point today so you can see the more detailed analysis that I provided to the show. I'll just briefly give you my predictions and we'll see how they hold up. Bowles and Benjamin in 1A first semifinal. On the boys' side, I picked Benjamin in a close game. St. Andrews and Jesuit, I see St. Andrews also winning. Maybe not quite as close a game, but I still see St. Andrews. And then the St. Andrews Benjamin final. I believed, I picked that St. Andrews is the slight favorite. I like the extra depth that they have. And I think that depth is going to matter a little bit more than people realize because temperatures, I think, are going to be in the mid-80s on an artificial turf field. And it's going to be necessary to rotate players in throughout the games. So St. Andrews over Benjamin in the final of 2 close semifinal games and 1A on the boys' side. On the girls' side in 1A, American Heritage Del Rey is playing Naples. We spent a decent amount of time talking about that game too. I don't think Naples can beat American Heritage Del Rey, but I think that they can give them some trouble because based on what I've seen on the game film that I've watched, Naples has a lot of team speed, and that's something that is a necessity if you're going to hang it all with Heritage Del Rey. But I still see Heritage Del Rey winning that game and probably comfortably. In the other girls 1A semifinal, we have Lake Highland and Episcopal School. They did play early in the year. Lake Highland with a 7-goal win. I suspect it'll be a little bit closer, but I still expect Lake Highland to win. Setting up, again, another Lake Highland American Heritage Del Rey final. I do see American Heritage winning that game. Maybe not as wide as the regular season, but I just think that the way Heritage Del Rey has played all year, it's going to be pretty much almost an impossibility for them to lose the 1A championship this year. On the boys' side, in 2A, we have St. Thomas and Plant, and we have Winter Park and Ponte Vedra. I see Ponte Vedra as a small favorite over Winter Park. I think that Winter Park's schedule, even though relatively weak compared to some of the others, might have masked how good they really are. And this is going to be a great matchup in goal, by the way. Paul Pilgrim and Winter Park, Nolan Parlett on Ponte Vedra. I do see Ponte Vedra coming through and winning that game. And then on the other side, St. Thomas and Plant, and we spent a lot of time on this one. Plant is, as I've said for a little while now, they're the wild card in all this. It's a very difficult way to predict them because when they're playing really well, they're very, very, very good and athletic. And St. Thomas plays together extraordinarily well. It's going to be a wonderful game. I wouldn't be surprised if we go to overtime in this one. I think that if I remember correctly, I think I said St. Thomas maybe in the overtime. But again, this is to me, it's a pick'em game, and we'll see how it plays out. Either way, it doesn't surprise me. And then you would have, if you had Ponte Vedra St. Thomas, I would actually lean slightly towards St. Thomas on that one. And if it was Plant and Ponte Vedra, the interesting thing being Plant already has the 1-goal win over them this year. So I guess what I'm kind of saying is that this thing's wide open in 2A. Any one of the 4 can win. If they get hot, you get a hot goaltending play out of one of them. And it's going to be great to watch. On the girls 2A, this is potentially the most competitive of all the Final Fours. Bartram, Steinbrenner, St. Thomas, and Vero. And these are just great matchups. St. Thomas and Vero did play earlier in the year, about a month ago. Vero winning by 2 at home. Home field is probably worth the 2 goals, so that's certainly going to be a heck of a game. And we keep forgetting St. Thomas is the defending state champ. So there's a great possibility there. And that's going to just come down to the wire. And Bartram and Steinbrenner is a fascinating matchup. Both teams can get it up and down the field, like to score a lot of goals if they can. And I do think, though, that this is Bartram's year. I think that Bartram will eke out a win over Steinbrenner and then come back and defeat whoever the St. Thomas Vero winner is to win the state title this year. But again, as I said, all four of these teams are capable of winning this title. And that's just going to be some great fun to watch. Now, broadcast. You have to be a little bit more careful this year with following information. The broadcasts are going to be on NFHS. Varsity Sports Network has got a crew that's going to be with me over there. Not 100% sure the setup, but it looks like what we'll be doing is we'll be doing live cut-ins, maybe highlight clips also, halftime, post-game, pre-game type things. We'll see if we can maybe encourage some of the coaches to stop by after their games and do some interviews when we have the ability to do so, or when they have some time. Hopefully they will. There will obviously not be morning coffee tomorrow and Friday, as I'm going to be on the go. just so you know, I plan on obviously covering all 12 games with Varsity Sports Network, and that's going to probably be a working day of 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. each of the 3 days. That's when I'm sort of budgeting for my time. And so we're not going to have morning coffee tomorrow or Friday, but we'll definitely come back on Monday and do so. Now, Varsity Sports Network, it's varsitysportsnetwork.org. When you click on the homepage, you'll see 16 channels. I'm assuming that all 16 will be used as the cut-in, but if not, we'll make sure to tweet that out and get that up on the website so you'll know what the details are. Okay. Now, one last thing I want to bring up. We're going to be putting it up today. And Florida Lacrosse News has finally decided that there is a way that we can be attached with showcases, not the club events per se, the tournament type events, although, if it's something that if they like what we're doing with the showcase we're getting involved with, we're more than happy to help club tournaments with what we're talking about. But this is where we're going to be part of the FLN Florida Prep Lacrosse Showcase 120, which is going to be the following weekend after the Final Four, the 14th and the 15th. It's going to be in Sebring. The schedule is basically you're going to be being trained by college coaches. The classes are 2023 to 2027. 120 kids is the limit. 24 in each age group to the first signees is the preferred approach. It's at Highlands County Sports Complex. You can register at prospectslacks.sportingin.com. That's prospectslacks.sportingin.com. And basically, the 2-day event is you're going to be trained by college coaches. You're going to have an awful lot of variety in that training: team play, IQ, individual skills, the whole kit and caboodle about that. Parents will be given the opportunity in a classroom setting to learn from the college coaches exactly what the do's and don'ts of recruiting are. And also, it's going to be a major part of our part of this process with that, to sort of introduce the historical perspective of the sport to the parents and to the kids, as well as what a program's culture really means. This is a very important part of the process, is understanding what it is. If you think you're going to get along on talent alone, that's just not the way the college world works anymore. Each has their own approach, self-discipline, classroom discipline, how you conduct yourself on campus and off campus, social media, the whole bit. And the more that the kids know what they're getting into, and the parents too. I remember attending one some years ago where the ACC coaches were down in Stoneman. I'm sorry, not Stoneman, in Parkland, Florida. And I can tell you that the culture is very, very important to understand. And these coaches will be honest with you about what their expectations are. And you're better off knowing it before you get to the campus than after you get there. So that's going to be FLN's part in all this. You're going to be receiving very high-end instruction. I already have a number of the coaches and the schools that are participating. It's a nice gamut. It's division. There is some Division I, there is some Division II, and I believe there's going to be Division III also. And so kids, parents, check the website. You'll see the pop-up for the PDF on the event, and you'll be seeing an article that I've written that explains FLN's part in this and why we're taking this step this time. Okay, well, I leave at 5 p.m. tonight with Marcella. We drive over to Naples, see my brother and his legal wife, girlfriend, whatever they call that legal status these days. And I'll be working my tail off for you to bring the info. Most of the time, either catch us on the Twitter over those days, but most importantly on Varsity Sports Network, where you're going to really see the detailed coverage of the event. Okay, Lee Roggenberg, Florida Lacrosse News, saying so long from the Sunshine State.